Hey everybody, Motorpoet 59 here. I hate to keep on sounding like I am trying to rain on the parade of those who would like to see 100% renewable energy and electric cars everywhere and fossil fuels gone. Because that's really not what I'm trying to do. I just don't like it when those people try to make it seem like that is even a remote possibility. Uh, they are being dishonest and deceitful. And I'm not talking about Elon Musk or the other people, anyone else who's involved in the movement of the Rivian electric trucks and the Nikola semis. I'm not talking about those people. I'm not talking about the innovators. I'm talking about the environmentalist lobby and the environmental nutcases like the Green New Deal people. That's who I always go after, because they're not being honest with the American people about these issues. And somebody like Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez is too stupid to know. I'm sure she has no clue what she's talking about. She is just spouting her opinion or repeating something that some environmentalist nutcase told her. And so are the rest of these people who think this is a realistic possibility. But, I've done a couple of videos on wind and solar and how I feel about those. I'm not averse to them. I've said in all those videos, I have solar on my house, and it has really helped me. And I believe that wind and solar have their place. Hydroelectric certainly does, but there are, I live in the western United States. I live in California. We don't have any rivers out here that we can dam up and create hydroelectricity for enough of it to come close to supplying the population of California. It's never, ever, ever going to happen. Wind turbines, solar, they just aren't going to answer those questions. The carbon footprint involved in manufacturing renewable wind turbines, solar panels is enormous. And when they're done with those things, they have a toxic waste footprint that can't be ignored or denied. And I've said enough about that in the other videos. What I want to talk about today in this video is the batteries that these electric cars are going to require, that they do require, and they're going to require. These batteries right now, the best batteries that they can build that work the best for this are lithium-ion batteries. And these batteries require a lot of ingredients to make. The elements that they require, with the exception of silicone, are not readily available in the United States, and they have to get these things from other countries, and in some cases, get them from very, very sketchy sources. The supply chain for these products is sketchy at best right now, and it's only going to get worse. Let's start with lithium. Lithium is a rare element. It's not so rare that we can't go out and mine it, but it's rare enough that there is not enough of it to supply the electric car makers with enough of that product for their batteries to last more than a few years. Graphite is one of the other ingredients, and while graphite is a product of carbon, it's pretty readily available, but as with lithium, not in the amount that is going to require to continue to build these batteries for the foreseeable future. Cobalt is extremely rare, and there is no cobalt source in the United States. They're getting this from the Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo. That is the biggest supplier of cobalt in the world. People pissed and moaned about blood diamonds 20 years ago, however long ago it was. But cobalt is a blood element. They exploit human beings, children. These mines, the way they mine it, they dig holes in the ground that essentially look like graves, and they have 2, 3, 4, 5 people working down there digging this stuff out by hand and filling up sacks and tossing it up on the top. And people die all the time in this process. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is not a friendly place, and I am absolutely stunned that the pundits in the United States that are against human trafficking, sex trafficking, exploiting children for financial gain. I'm surprised. I'm shocked that they haven't said anything about this yet. I don't know. Is Elon Musk and these other people, are they paying them hush money? Or do these people just not care because it is one of their pet projects? I don't know. We'll see if something becomes said about it. But with cobalt, especially with cobalt, there's certainly not enough of a supply to build these batteries for very long. There are reserves of all these materials, but those reserves will run out quickly. Aluminum, iron, phosphate, manganese, nickel, these are all other elements that are used to build lithium-ion batteries. And nickel is the most prevalent element used in these batteries, and nickel is used for a lot of other purposes. It's used in the steel making process to make stainless steel, lots of other things. So the electric car industry isn't going to have a monopoly on that supply. It's being used by a lot of people, and there again, it is the most used product in batteries, so they need a lot of it. They're going to continue to need a lot of it, and the more electric cars that are built, the more they're going to need, and the sooner the supply is going to run out. And one of the other issues is what's going to happen to these batteries when they're exhausted. That becomes toxic waste. Right now, they're talking about recycling and things, but right now, we don't have the technology to recycle lithium-ion batteries. That doesn't exist. So they're going to have to either figure out some way to recycle this material, they're going to have to figure out some way to get rid of this material safely. They're going to have to figure out some way to recycle this. Battery technology has pretty much reached its physical limit. I did a deal on solar panels a while back and how the realists are talking about solar power being up against physics right now. And battery technology is running in the same direction. They are not going to be able to get much more out of batteries, no matter what kind of products they use. Lithium-ion batteries are about the best batteries that can be made. The carbon footprint for all of these materials is enormous. These things, they're not just sitting there for people to walk around and pick up and throw in sacks and take to Tesla. These elements all have to be mined. Most of them are not mined in the United States in any great quantity, with the exception of silicon, which is one of the most abundant elements in the world. There's plenty of it everywhere. But the carbon footprint, getting back to that, these things have to be mined, and they're not going to be mined by electric shovels and electric dump trucks and electric machinery to process it. The process of refining these materials requires heat, which requires fossil fuels, and the carbon footprint of ground to battery on these is much bigger than the savings you're going to get out of an electric car. And they don't want to talk about this. So I don't know. As I said, I don't have a problem with renewable energy, and I don't have a problem with electric cars. What I have a problem with are the people that are trying to push all this stuff on us without being honest with us about the way it all works and the way it's all going to have to continue to work. What do you think? Which side do you fall on? Let me know in the comments below. Shoot me an email at motopoet59@gmail.com. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell if you want to be notified of future content. We'll see you all later. Maybe at a Tesla dealership.